When the train stopped, I stumbled out, nudging and kicking the kit bag before me. Back down the platform, someone was calling despairingly, "Oxgodby! Oxgodby!" No one offered a hand, so I climbed back into the compartment, stumbling over ankles and feet to get at the fish bass on the rack and my folding camp bed under the seat. If this was a fair sample of northerners, then this was enemy country, so I wasn't too careful where I put my boots. I heard one chap draw in his breath and another grunt. Neither spoke. Then the guard whistled. The train jerked forward a couple of paces and stopped. This was enough to goad the old man in the near-side corner to half lower his window. "Who's going to get here and soaked, right down to the skin, mister?" he said, and shut the window in my face. Then the engine blew up a splendid plume of steam and shuffled off, a row of faces staring woodenly at me. And I was alone on the platform, arranging my pack, taking a last look at a map, pushing it into my topcoat pocket, levering it out again to spill my ticket on the station master's boots, wishing I'd sewn on 2 missing buttons, hoping that it would stop raining until I had a roof over my head. A youngish girl, her face flattened against a window pane, stared at me from the station master's house. It must have been my coat which interested her. It was pre-war, about 1907, I should imagine. Wonderful material, the real stuff, thick herringbone tweed. It reached down to my ankles. Its original owner must have been a well-to-do giant. I saw that I was going to get very wet. My soles were letting in water already. The station master stepped back into his lamp room and said something, but I didn't follow his dialect. He seemed to understand this. "I said that you could borrow my umbrella," he repeated, in tolerable English. "Where I'm going to isn't too far," I said. "According to the map, that is." The folk up there have an invincible curiosity. "Where would that be?" he asked. "The church," I said. "I expect I shall dry out when I get there." "Come on in and have your tea first," he countered. I've arranged to meet the vicar," I said. "Oh," he said, "I'm chapel. All the same, if you want for out, send me word. I say, I hope it's there." He seemed to know why I'd come. Then I set off, half-heartedly, as best I could, sheltering my spare clothes, which were in the straw fish bass, under my coat. The lane was where the map had said it ought to be, and there was the single building. It turned out to be a dilapidated farmhouse, its bit of front garden sulking behind a rusting cast-iron fence. A dog, an Airedale, dragged on its chain, howled half-heartedly and ran for shelter again. After that there was a couple of hen huts collapsing amongst nettles in the decaying orchard. The rain made a channel from my trilby down my neck, and one handle of the fish bass gave way. Then I turned the corner of a high hedge and was in an open pasture, and there was the church. It was an off-the-peg job. Evidently there had been no medieval wool boom in these parts. This had been starveling country, every stone an extortion. The short chancel had an unusually shallow pitched roof. It must have been added a good 100 years after the main building, which had a steep pitch flattening into aisles. The tower was squat. Don't get the wrong impression. All in all, it was pleasant enough looking, and when I came closer, I saw that the masonry had been fettled up very nicely, limestone ashlar, not rubble. Even between the buttresses it had been beautifully cut with only a hint of mortar, and near enough drowning as I was, I silently applauded the masons. The stone itself, just a tinge of pale yellow in it, magnesium, it must have been quarried near Tadcaster and ferried up the rivers. Don't let the detail irritate you. Even in those far-off days, I thought rather highly of myself as a stone fancier. The graveyard wall was in good repair, although surprisingly the narrow gate's neck was smashed, and it was held to by a loop of binder twine. There were some good 18th century headstones. Their lichen-stained cherubs, hourglasses and death's heads, almost hidden by rank grass, nettle patches and fool's parsley.